Today we're going to assemble a Corona 2-door wardrobe, and to show us how it all goes together, please let me introduce Heather. Let's get started. We have 3 panels that look like this. They will make up the top, the bottom and the shelf of the wardrobe. Take any one of them and lay it out as shown. Now insert 6 dowels into the positions shown here, and then repeat for the other 2 panels. Now take the top frame panel and insert 2 dowels in each end of the panel, and do the same with the bottom frame panel. Now take the shelf panel. It is the panel that has the 4 indents for the door clasps on the same side as the drill holes. Place the door clasp over the indents and secure with 2 14mm screws, and then repeat for the other door clasp. There is one more panel that has indents for the door clasps. This will make up your bottom panel. Fit the door clasps in the same way as you fitted them to the shelf panel. Take a side panel and position it so that the side that has all the drill holes is facing upwards, and that the edge that has the dowel holes is away from you. Now fit 4 dowels in those dowel holes as shown here. Now take a fixing lug and a hammer and tap it into one of the holes at the edge of the panel. Make sure it is the correct way round. Fit 4 more fixing lugs in the same way. Now repeat with the second side panel, fitting the lugs and dowels to that. Now take a rail fixing bracket and position it as shown. Our side panel did not have the indents to fit the rail fixing bracket. Instead, it had a pre-drilled hole that would fit a different type of bracket. This is not a problem. All you do is centre the fixing bracket over that hole and secure with 2 14mm screws. Now take the other side panel and lay it out in the same way, but this time we're going to fit the fixing bracket to the other end of the panel. The hole patterns are the same, you just need to repeat the procedure to fit the fixing bracket with 2 14mm screws. Now take that side panel and the top panel, the one without the door clasps, and position as shown. Slot the dowels into the dowel holes as shown here, and secure with 3 28mm screws. Now take the shelf panel. It's the one with the door clasps that are on the same side as the screw holes. Position it as shown, slot in the dowels into the side panel, and once again secure with 3 28mm screws. Now take the remaining panel with the door clasps that are on the side that has no holes, and position it as shown here to slot the dowels into the dowel holes, which are the second dowel holes up, not the very bottom dowel holes, and once again secure with 3 28mm screws. Now take the other side panel with its finished face facing outwards and the edge with the dowels facing upwards, and secure it in place in the same way we did the other side panel. You need to secure the side panel to the shelf and top and bottom panels with 9 28mm screws, as we did on the other side. Now lay out the frame panels as shown. The top frame panel with its screw holes facing upwards and its drill hole positioned here, and the bottom frame panel with the screw holes facing upwards and its drill hole positioned here. The side panels must have their face dowel holes facing upwards and dowel holes on the edge facing inwards. Now slot the dowels in the top and bottom frame panels into the dowel holes in the side panels. Then secure both panels with a 25mm screw at the end of each panel. Now take the frame panel and position it over the wardrobe as shown. Line up the dowels in the wardrobe with the dowel holes in the frame panel. Then secure the panel to the wardrobe with 10 28mm screws, 1 in each fixing lug. Now take the bottom side trim panel with its finished edge as shown here and its finished face away from you. Place it flush with the bottom corner of the wardrobe and then secure from behind with two 28mm screws. You fit the other bottom side trim panel in the same way. Now take the top side trim panel with its finished edges shown and its finished face away from you and secure it to the top of the wardrobe from behind with two 28mm screws. Do this for both sides. Now take the top front trim panel and position as shown. Secure the panel to the wardrobe with three 28mm screws. The screws at the end of the panel are awkward to get at. Now take the bottom front trim panel with its chamfered edge towards the top of the wardrobe and place in position as shown. And likewise, secure this from underneath with three 28mm screws. Now get a friend to help you turn the wardrobe onto its front. Now take a back panel and place it in position as shown. The back panel join-in strip has a notch in it. This notch must be placed over the edge of the wardrobe shelf, and the back panel must be slotted into the groove in the join-in strip. Now take the second back panel and likewise slot that into the groove on the join-in strip, and make sure the back panel is nice and square. Now secure the join-in strip to the shelf with one 25mm screw positioned through the screw hole in the join-in strip. Now take the nails provided and a hammer and nail the back panel to the edges of the wardrobe. Goggles are always advised whenever using a hammer and nails. Nail the back panel in all the positions shown here. Now with assistance, bring the wardrobe upright. Now take a door panel and lay it out as shown here. On the front outer edge of the door panel, you will see indents for the door hinge screws. Take a door hinge as shown and secure with three 14mm screws, and then repeat for the other two door hinges. Now turn the door over and locate the indents on the other side of the door for the door catches. You want to take a door catch and secure it to the door using two 14mm screws, and then repeat this for the lower door catch. Now take a door pull and an embellisher and pass the door pull through the hole in the front of the door and secure to the door with a truss-headed screw. Make sure the embellisher and door pull are nice and square. They should look like this. You now need to attach the hinges, door pull and catches to the other door. Some versions of this wardrobe come with a close-in strip that should be fitted to the inside edge of the left-hand door. This is where the close-in strip should be fitted, and it should be secured with 5 14mm screws. Don't worry if your kit does not come with a close-in strip, it does not need it. Now take two pieces of A4 paper, place them together, and then fold them over 3 times as shown here. We're going to use this paper as a pack-in piece. Now take one of the doors and put in position as shown, making sure the catches fit into the door clasps. Now raise the door slightly and place the paper packing piece underneath the door. You can now line up the hinges with the indents in the side of the wardrobe and secure with 3 14mm screws. Do this for all 3 hinges. Now remove the packing piece from underneath the door and repeat the process to fit the other door. All that remains now is to fix the wardrobe rail, and this simply slots into the rail fixing brackets at either side of the wardrobe. Your Corona 2-door wardrobe is now complete and ready for use. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.